Morphology of flowering plants. Morphology of flowering plants. Morphology is mainly deals with the external diversity in external structures. So let us look at the root. The root are mainly arising from the radicle of the embryo. So from the radicle of the embryo arises the roots. The root consisting of the primary root and second root. What is the primary root? A primary root is the one which grows inside the soil, and it is the first one that is directly elongated from the radicle. The direct elongation of radicle give rise to the primary root, and from the primary root arises the secondary, tertiary roots. Taproot system, fibrous root system, and adventitious root system. These are the main three root systems seen in the plants. The taproot system is mainly seen in the dicotyledons, whereas the fibrous root system is seen in the monocotyledons. In dicotyledons, we can see that in the case of taproot, there will be a primary root, and from the primary root arises secondary, and from the secondary the tertiary, and at the end we can see the rootlets. Where in the case of fibrous roots, a bunch of fibrous roots or bunch of roots is arising from a common point without any division or without any branching, that is seen in the monocotyledons. And another type is adventitious roots, in which the main roots are arising other than from the radicals. The roots are arising from other parts other than the radicals are called adventitious roots. Look at this. In the case of banyan tree, the roots are arising from the main axis, main stem portions. We can see the roots are arising. That will give the support. So, according to the root system, the roots, function of roots include they are mainly helpful for the transport and absorption of water and minerals from the soil, providing proper anchorage to the plant parts, storing reserve food material, and the synthesis of plant growth regulators or hormones. Now, there are different regions of the roots, the mainly consisting of a root cap, a region of cell division, a region of cell elongation, region of cell maturation, and root hairs. Root cap is seen at the tip of the root, which will help for the protection of its apex. The region of the cell division or region of meristematic region is the region in which the cells will be small, they will be thin-walled, and they will undergo multiple replication, or they will undergo continuous divisions and will form a number of cells. And these cells that are formed in the region of meristematic activity will get elongated in the region of cell elongation. Later, these cells will get matured, and this region is termed as region of cell maturation. So region of maturation is the region in which the cells that are formed in the region of cell divisions, in the cell region of meristemation of cell divisions that are matured. Now at the end we can see the root hairs for the absorption. Now the stem system. The stem is the portion of stem. Stem is simply the ascending part of the axis that bears branches, leaves, flowers and fruits. So it is the ascending part of the axis that bears branches, leaves, flowers and fruits. It have nodes and internodes. What are nodes? Nodes is the region from which a leaf is been arising, and internode is the region between two nodes. So node is the region from which a leaf is being arising, and the internode is the region between two adjacent nodes. Now, let us consider the case of leaf. A leaf have an axillary bud. What is an axillary bud? An axillary bud is simply a small bud-like portion seen in the base of a leaf. So at the base of the leaf, we can see an axillary bud. This axillary bud will then later forms a branch. So leaves originate from the shoot apical meristem and are arranged in an acropetal order. What is acropetal order? The older leaves will be seen at the base, and the smaller, younger leaves will be seen at the terminal portion. That is called as acropetal order. So the leaf will arrange in an acropetal order. Now the leaves have the leaf base, this leaf base and the petiole and a lamina or a leaf blade. So these are the main three parts of a leaf. It have a leaf base, a petiole and a lamina. This leaf base can be in the shape form of a expanding sheath in the case of grass or some monocotyledon, or it can be bulged like an ovule, like a structure, bulged structure in the case of some peas or legumes. We can see a pulvinus. And this is the petiole is the region that help for the movement of the lamina according to the wind. And this is the lamina or the blade in which the photosynthesis are take place. And this is the region we can see in the veins. Veins are the branched structures that is arising from the midrib. This is the midrib and this is the veins. So different types of venations are seen. They are the reticulate venation and the parallel venation. Parallel venation are seen in the monocotyledons with fibrous root system, and reticulate venations are seen in the dicotyledon with taproot system. Now, There are different types of leaves. There are simple leaves are there are pinnately compound leaves are there, and palmately compound leaves. So what is called pinnately compound leaves? In the case of a simple leaf, this is a simple leaf, and this is a pinnately compound leaf, and this is a palmately compound leaf. In the pinnately compound leaf, there will be a middle, a rachis, and from the rachis arises the leaflet, different leaflets. But in the case of a palmately compound leaf, all the leaflets will be attached to a single common point. Here, look at this, a common point. Now, what is called phyllotaxy? Phyllotaxy is the arrangement of leaves in the axis of the stem. It can be alternate. Look at this. This is an alternate type of phyllotaxy. This is a opposite type of phyllotaxy. This is a word type of phyllotaxy. In alternate type of phyllotaxy, a single leaf arises at each node in an alternate manner. Here, 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 an alternate manner. But in the case of opposite type of phyllotaxy, pair of leaves arise at each node. Each node. Now, in the case of the Alstonia, we can see that two leaves arise at a node and form a word. It is called word type of phyllotaxy. Now we are going to the case of inflorescence. So, what is inflorescence? Inflorescence is simply the different the how the flowers, the arrangement of flowers on the floral axis. So, it can be racemose or cymose. In the racemose type of inflorescence, the flowers are arranged in a acropetal succession. Acropetal succession means the older flowers will be seen at the base and the younger flowers will be seen at the top. And the main axis or the main floral axis will continue to grow. Look at this, it will continue to grow. But in the case of cymose fluorescence, the older flower at the apex and the younger flowers at the base. So this type of arrangement is known as basipetal arrangement. So in cymose inflorescence, we can see basipetal succession or basipetal arrangement, where in the case of racemose, we can see the acropetal succession. So here that is the arrangement. Flower is the female reproductive organ. The flower mainly consists of four words. They are the calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. That are the four important words. The calyx is made up of the sepal, that is the green portion, and this corolla, the colorful portion, the corolla is made up of petal. And the androecium, this is the androecium, and this is the gynoecium. Gynoecium is the female reproductive structure, and androecium is the male reproductive structure. When androecium and gynoecium are seen in the same plant, then that flower is called as bisexual. When androecium and gynoecium on the same flower, then it is called as bisexual. When either androecium or gynoecium, then that flower is called as unisexual. That flower is called as unisexual. Now, based on the symmetry, how the flower will be divided into equal halves or not. So, when a flower is being divided into equal houses through all the planes, when we cut through the or when we cut through any plane, we will get the equal halves. So, that is called as actinomorphic or radial symmetry. But in the case of zygomorphic, we will get the equal halves only through a single plane. That is called as zygomorphic. Now, the flowers can be trimerous, tetramerous, pentamerous based on the number of the floral appendages. It can be 3, that is trimerous, 4, tetramerous, or 5 in the case of pentamerous. Based on the position of the gynoecium and the different whorls, the flower has been divided into hypogynous, epigynous, and perigynous. So what is hypogynous? Look at this, if the ovary is situated at the top position and all the other whorls are arising below the ovary, then that type is called as hypogynous. Here the ovary is superior. Now in the case of perigynous, the ovary will be situated at the center and all the whorls will be arise from the rim of the thalamus. This type is called as perigynous. But at the end, that is a case of epigynous, the thalamus will grow towards an end and will cover the ovary. Look at this. In the case of epigynous, the margin of the thalamus grow upward, enclosing the ovary completely. Now all the other whorls are rising at the top portion. So this is the example in the case of cucumber. So that is the epigynous flower. Now the parts of the flower, it have calyx, the green portion we already discussed. It is made up of sepal. When the sepals are fused, they are called as gamosepalous, and it is free, that is polysepalous. The corolla is made up of petal. It is gamopetalous and polypetalous when it is free. Now, aestivation. Aestivation is simply the arrangement of sepals or petals in a floral bud with respect to the other member of the same whorl is known as aestivation. So, there are different types of aestivation: valvate, twisted, imbricate, etc. So this is valvate, this is twisted, this is imbricate, and the last one is the vexillary. The examples are also given here. Now androecium. Androecium, we already discussed that androecium is the male reproductive structure. So androecium is composed of stamens that will have a filament and it will have an anther. So the stamens of the flower may be united with other members such as petals, that is called as epipetalous. When the stamens are attached to the petal, it is called epipetalous. When it attached to the perianth, as in the flower of lily, it is called as epiphyllous. So epipetalous and epiphyllous. And it can be monoadelphous, diadelphous, or polyadelphous. What is monoadelphous? The stamens may be united into one bunch or one bundle. It is monoadelphous. When it's two bundles, it is diadelphous, and more bundles is polyadelphous. Let us consider the case of this example. Look at this. Here it is monoadelphous. All the stamens are fused. Its filaments are fused to form like this. So this is monoadelphous, it is diadelphous, and it is polyadelphous. So androecious is composed of stamens, is epipetals and attached to the petal and epiphyllous. And then the stamen in a flower may either remain free, polyandrous, or may be united, monoadelphous, diadelphous, or polyadelphous. Now the gynoecium. Gynoecium is the female reproductive part. It mainly consisting of an ovary, and within the ovary is ovule, and it have a style and it have a stigma. And this is called as the placentation, in which how the ovules are arranged within the ovary. It can be marginal, as in the case of pea, or it can be the axile one. This is the axile one, or it can be parietal. It can be free central or basal. The examples are here. This is the case of the marginal. Now here axile placentation here. So these are the simply examples. Now fruit. Fruit is simply the characteristic feature of a flowering plant. Fruit is a characteristic feature of flowering plant. It is a mature ripened ovary. So ovary will be will converted into the fruit, and the ovules will be converted into the seeds. So it mainly consists of it have a pericarp. The outer portion is the pericarp, and it have a mesocarp, the inner portion, middle portion, and we have the inner side have an endocarp. So this is the epicarp is the outside portion, mesocarp is the middle portion, endocarp is the center portion. And within the inside, we have the embryo. This embryo will give rise to the plant. And when the seeds are germinated, it have the plumule, which will give rise to the stem portion, and it have radicle, which will give rise to the root portions of the plant. Now so this is the picture of a monoclonal seed. The important areas is include radicle, which is covered by the coleorhiza, plumule by the coleoptile, and it have an endosperm region. This endosperm will give the nutritive portion. Now let us look at the floral formula and floral diagram. So there are different have the K. K means calyx, C means corolla, G means gynoecium, A means androecium. So this is the basics. Now when we give a line, when we draw a line just below the G, it means it is the ovary is seen in the ovary superior. When we draw a line at the upper portion of the G, it means the ovary is inferior, and this means it is a male plant. Now this means it is a female flower, or it is a this is a male and this is a female flower. When it is drawn like this, it means that you have both androecium and gynoecium. It's a bisexual plant or a bisexual flower. Now for the actinomorph, that is, it can given equal houses in all the plane. That is will be represented as this. Sorry, like this. It will be actinomorphic. And this is the basics, how we will draw the floral diagram, the calyx will be drawn here, and this is the calyx, and this portion will be the corolla, this black portion will be the corolla, this will be the androecium, and this will be the gynoecium. At the center is the gynoecium. This butterfly like portion is called the androecium, and this black is the corolla, and this is the simply the calyx, that is the sepal, petal, androecium, and gynoecium. So a family, we have to study a family, that is Solanaceae. Solanaceae is the family that consisting of the Solanum, tuberosum, potato, etc. So just read the important portions. It is very simple. Thank you.